it's the memorial of the trumpets, right? Been blessed to get a little trumpet action. Nah, it's just a way. All right, happy house Sabbath once again. I'm Brother Al. For those who don't know, this is my reader, Brother Kevin. Excuse me. Coming to you on behalf of the Vineyard of Israel, in the name of the Most High God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, right? With a message on this high Sabbath entitled Memorial of the Trumpets. That's why we blew the trumpet. You said memorial, that's to remember, right? Remember the trumpets, right? Memorial of the trumpets. All right, so before we get started, we want to thank the Lord for blessing, allowing us an opportunity to worship Him in spirit and in truth on this true holy day. All right, like we said, memorial of the trumpets. Okay, so what we intend to find out is the trumpets are used for a lot of things. All right, they do a lot, and we need to remember them because number one, they announce the coming of a king. Number two, they bring the congregation or the assembly together, the gathering of the people, right? Number three, they announce war. All right, and God has all of these things, laid out at some point in time. They announce war, and once they blown, the people know exactly. The people of God know exactly what they mean. To everybody else, it just it don't mean nothing. They pay no attention. But the Lord wants you to remember it because He's going to find out the physical always impacts the spiritual. All right? So it's a physical trumpet, it's a spiritual trumpet. Either way it goes, the Lord said, remember it. Right? He gave this as a law, and Jacob and the whole world supposed to be taught this. But in due time, they will. But right now, the one that He brings out of darkness, He teaching you, and we supposed to honor this, right? We supposed to keep it and reverence it, because it comes straight from God, directly. So that's what we gonna do. When we thank Him, let's thank Him for getting us out of work. You know what I'm saying? I always like to do that. But let's go ahead and jump right into the lesson. Let's start at Psalms, the 81st chapter. Psalms 81. He gave us a time to blow up this trumpet on this day where we celebrate. He gave us a time. We're gonna read it in a minute. He's gonna let us know. Because the world and God have different schedules. But the Lord gives you signs in the heavens to determine His time. So that's what He's blessed us with. But first, we need to know that this was indeed a law, a statute. Pick me up in verse 1. This is Psalms 84, verse 1. Hearken to the scripture.
How admirable are thy tabernacles, O Lord of hosts.
Uh-huh.
My soul longeth, yea, even fainted for the courts of the Lord.
Where you at?
You said Psalms 84?
I said Psalms 81. Hey. That means so Psalms 81, verse 1. Psalms 81 and 1. So once again, we thank the Lord because on my way over here, I saw all of these churches that said Church of Christ, God of Assembly, this and that. They closed though. How you the Church of God and you ain't doing nothing He say? You don't remember His days. Well, let Easter and Halloween roll around. Oh, they open carnivals. I'm just saying. Easter egg at the church. I mean, all this foolishness. Stuff ain't got nothing to do with God. That's what you keep. But the things of the Lord, you pay them no mind. So it really is a blessing. And we can see it in the physical realm how it worked out. 29,000 churches. I stopped counting after that on my way over here alone. All of them was closed. Right? So we blessed. That's what I'm saying. Long story short. I'm off free to get the spot. But we should be ready now. Psalms 81 and 1. I mean, tell them, if y'all don't like the jokes, tell them to hurry up and find a spot. Right? But go ahead, okay? Psalms 81 and 1. Hearken to the scripture.
Sing aloud unto God, our strength. Make a joyful noise unto the God of Jacob.
See, that's what we need to remember right outside. God is our strength. You can't praise God with instruments. This is sin. Huh? What Bible they read? This Bible say praise Him with the psalms, the timbrel, right? The harp, the psaltery. Right? Go ahead.
Blow up the trumpet in the new moon.
That's what it is. That's the time. What is that?
At the time appointed.
So he been educating us slowly but surely, right? So now he told us to blow up the trumpet. But he said do it when?
In the time appointed.
In the new moon, in the time appointed. A new moon represents what? A new month, right? How do we know that? The Lord told us, right? The Lord taught us that. We didn't learn that from the world. We learned it from the Lord. And he said in the time appointed, he has a time appointed. When?
On our solemn feast day.
For what? Why we got to do this?
For this was a statute for Israel.
So it's a way of life for Israel, right? Go ahead.
And the law of the God of Jacob.
And the law of the God of Jacob. See, that's for the Jews. We ain't got to worry about we Christians now. Huh? That ain't what the Bible says. The Bible don't support that. The Bible says one law for the homeborn, that's the flesh and blood of Israelite, and there's one law for the stranger. So whatever nation you in, you're a stranger, you still got to come up under the same laws. Because there's only one God. How you going to be the God of the Jews and have a different doctrine, and the God of the Christians and have a different doctrine? One God, one law, one faith, one baptism. You got to be in unison. You got to come up under his commandment. So he said this is a statute for Israel and a law of the God of Jacob, right? So we're supposed to keep this. Let's back up to Leviticus 23. And he gave us a time. He said, do it in a new moon. They do it on your feast days at the appointed time. All right, Leviticus 23. We read up at verse 1, 2, and then skip down to 23. Well, 1, 2, and 4. And then we'll skip down to 23. Hearken to the scripture.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying,
Who talking to who?
The Lord speaking to Moses.
What did he tell Moses?
Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them,
what?
Concerning the feast of the Lord.
Concerning the feast of the Lord, what?
Which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations.
Holy gatherings, holy assemblies, or holy rehearsals. Right? That's what convocation is. Go ahead.
Even these.
Even these.
Are my feast.
Or the Lord's feast, right? Or holy days. What is it?
These are the feasts of the Lord.
Yeah, these are the feasts of the Lord. So why don't the world know about it? Everybody loves sweet Jesus. Why don't the world know? Because the world been keeping tradition and teaching tradition like it was God's doctrine. But through that tradition, you make the commandments of God null and void. See, but that's going to bite you like a serpent. Because that's commandment, so the very thing you're going to be judged on. Go drop down to verse 4. Go ahead.
That was 4.
That was 4? Okay, drop down to 23.
4, right?
Okay, finish 4 and then hit 23. Go ahead.
Even holy convocations.
Even holy gatherings, assemblies or rehearsals. What? See, we rehearsing. Right? He give us these days as a rehearsal. It's going to point to something bigger. Right? It's like you say, the law is a shadow of good things to come. But if you never follow the law, you will never be able to spot the real deal. Well, that's the problem with the world. They don't follow the law, so it's easy for them to get deceived. They're looking for other things, other signs that represent God. But that's another God. The real God come out the Bible. Right? What holidays you see in the Bible? Thanksgiving? You see Christmas in the Bible? Easter? Where do we get that mess from? Not the God of Israel, right? But go ahead.
Which ye shall proclaim in their season.
Yes. Drop down to 23. Go ahead.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying.
The Lord spake unto Moses, saying.
Speak unto the children of Israel.
Yes.
Saying.
What?
In the 7th month.
In the 7th month, right? What?
In the first day of the month.
So the first day of the 7th month, right? Because he said a time appointed time. He wants you to keep these feast days. So now he's going and explaining to us the exact time for this particular feast day. Right? 7th month. Ain't talking about July either. All right, please don't think he's talking about July the 4th. Right? Because he's not. Right? The 7th month to God is not the same as the 7th month to man. Right? Pick me back up at that verse. Go ahead.
Speak unto the children of Israel.
Right?
Saying, in the 7th month.
What happened?
In the first day of the month.
What you want me to do?
Shall ye have a Sabbath?
So you have a Sabbath, right? Go ahead.
A memorial.
Remember. It's something for you to remember. What?
A blowing of trumpets.
A blowing of the trumpets, right? So these trumpets going to have some significance. Right? Go ahead and read.
And holy convocation.
A holy convocation. So this is when I want you to get together in my name. You understand? Get together in my name, and this is what I want you to remember. Remember to blow these trumpets. This is going to mean something. Go ahead.
Ye shall do no servile work therein.
And here comes the other stipulations with today. Work for money? No, sir. No, ma'am. When you get together in my name, if you ain't in my name, do what you want. But you get together in my name, servile work money, work to get paid. Unacceptable. Not happening. Go ahead.
But ye shall offer an offering made by fire to the Lord.
That's right. So now, when you offer that offering made by fire, you're remembering the Lord. You offering up something of yours unto Him. But it's required. But still, this helps you not focus on the Lord, right? But let's move on a little further. Let's look at it again. Numbers 29 and 1. Numbers 29 and 1. So we said on the 7th day, 7th month of the first day of the month, you have a holy convocation. And he called it a memorial of the blowing of the trumpets. Also, the first day of the month is a new moon. It starts the new month. So that's when you blow the trumpets. That's what we do. Everything is working together. Numbers 29. Give me verse 1. Harken to the scripture.
And in the 7th month, on the first day of the month,
same thing, right? Go ahead.
Ye shall have a holy convocation.
Holy gathering. What?
Ye shall do no servile work.
Once again, no servile work. Come on.
It is a day of blowing the trumpets unto you.
That's right, because you're going to need to remember these trumpets. It's a lot of stuff going to happen throughout history when these trumpets let loose. All right? Go ahead.
And ye shall offer a burnt offering for a sweet savor to the Lord.
Yes.
1 young bullock, 1 ram, and 7 lambs of the first year without blemish.
Right.
And their meat offering shall be a flour mingled with oil. 3 tenths deals for a bullock.
What verse?
In the 3.
Okay, when you finish 3, we'll skip.
2 tenths deal for a ram.
Okay, let's go to Isaiah 66. Because we want to see how long it's going to be in effect. What it says from Isaiah 66, verse 21. Isaiah 66, verse 21. Yeah, I want you to remember this, right? Isaiah 66, go up the trumpet in the new moon, right? Verse 21, 22. Because, where you read 21? Go ahead.
And I will also take a deal for priests and for Levites, said the Lord.
Okay, so we just establishing the point that the Lord is talking. Go ahead.
For it's the new heavens and the new earth.
Is that already made?
No, sir.
This ain't even happened yet. I thought the Old Testament was, everything was fulfilled. The Old Testament is done away. We living in a new dispensation. Huh? But the Lord already told us that the new commandment is the same old commandment which we had from the beginning. Ain't nothing new. Solomon told you. Ain't nothing new under the sun. You just ain't listening. We just trying to circumvent the law, circumvent the commandment, circumvent the statutes. Right? You might want to circumvent everything. Why are you even coming to church? Because the things that the Lord give you to learn about Him, those things you hate. So what's the point? You can have an Easter egg hunt at home. But go ahead.
Which I will make shall remain before me, said the Lord.
Go ahead.
So shall your seed and your name remain.
That's how long Israel gonna be God's people. So shall your seed and your name remain. Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass.
What's gonna happen?
That from one new moon to another.
Or one new month to another. What?
And from one Sabbath to another.
He's still talking about you.
Yes, sir.
Huh? How is it done away with when He got nailed to the cross? It's done away with to the people that don't want to serve God. That's who it's done away with to, right? But to the people that worship God in spirit and truth, you know you still got to keep these things. You know they still good. All right, go ahead.
Shall all flesh.
All right, that's everybody. Go ahead.
Come to worship before me, saith the Lord.
We know that ain't happening now. But He let you know it's going to come a time when it will happen. And it's gonna be continuous. That's why He says from one new moon to another, from one Sabbath to another, it's gonna be ongoing. Go ahead. And if you don't, go ahead.
And they shall go forth.
Yes.
And look upon the carcasses of the men that have transgressed against me.
That's right.
For their word shall not die.
This is the sight you're gonna see. To make sure you got some act right, in case you don't want to serve the Lord. This which everybody talk about hellfire now. This is what you're going to be looking at that time. But go ahead.
Neither shall their fire be quenched.
And everlasting fire. Go ahead.
And they shall be an abhorring unto all flesh.
Yes. a most hated sight to all flesh. He said he's going to have flesh eating worms. You know, man, believe me, no matter how tough you are, man is not built for this type of fire. You hear people say it all the time, if I'm going to go to hell, I'm just going to have to go to hell. But that's your mouth talk, I guarantee you. Once you even feel the heat, you're going to probably do like the people that was holding Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Get burnt up. But the Lord ain't going to let you get burnt up. It's punishment, it's torment, it's consistent, over and over. No rest, day or night. You can't afford that. Because the thing about it is, once you get in, it ain't like you can get in 20, 30, 1,000 years and then get out. No. You done did 1,000 years, you got another 1,000 years. And then when you get to that 1,000 years, you got another 1,000 years. And then when you get to that 1,000, it's ongoing forever. That's the point. You never getting out of this condition. Right? So best thing we can do is obey God and fear him. We finish that verse? Okay, now let's look at these trumpets. Back me up to Numbers, the 10th chapter. Numbers 10. I'll take verse 1. So this is why we fear God, because we know that fire is very real. He has given us too much evidence for us not to believe, regardless of what the world says. The world can't even figure out the man's birthday in December 25th. They don't even know. December wasn't even around when Christ was born. December wasn't even around when Christ was born. They can't figure that out. All these smart people, all these college graduates, man, ain't got the knowledge of a beast. But anyway, Numbers 10 and 1. Hearken to the scripture.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying,
yes,
make thee 2 trumpets of silver.
Right.
Of a whole piece shalt thou make them.
So these trumpets, you can see they have some significance to the Lord. He want Moses to make a trumpet, and he ain't going to let him do it how he want to. He tells him exactly how to do it. Take 2 pieces of silver and make them. Go ahead.
Of a whole piece shalt thou make them.
That's right. You ain't going to put no pieces together. You take one whole piece and make the trumpet. Go ahead.
That thou mayest use them for a calling of the assembly.
Okay, so now we got the first use, right? Number 1, the trumpet is used for what?
The calling of the assembly.
Calling the assembly together. Right, go ahead. Gathering of the people.
And for the journeying of the camp.
And for the journeying of the camp, because they in the wilderness. So we need an organized way to get everybody together when it's time to go from one location to another. Because remember, they in the wilderness, but they traveling toward the promised land. All right, Israel. Once one person get up and start moving, everybody else just to get up and start running too. It'll be total chaos. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to organize this thing. You blow these trumpets, and it's for the calling of the assembly, and it's for the gathering of the people. What you say?
For the journeying of the camp.
For the journeying of the camp also. Go ahead.
And when they shall blow with them,
what?
All the assembly shall assemble themselves to thee at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation.
So they know exactly where to meet up at, right? He said you meet up at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. Right? That's like where the Lord was. He had the tabernacle of the congregation, that big tent was in the middle of all Israel. You had 3 tribes on the north, south, east, and west, and he in the middle. But when we blow this trumpet, y'all all meet up at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. Right? He said, when you shall what?
And when they shall blow with them, all the assembly shall assemble themselves to thee at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation.
Okay.
And if they blow with one trumpet,
what happened?
Then the priests, the princes, which are heads of the thousands of Israel, shall gather themselves unto thee.
Okay, so if we just blow with one trumpet, you just get the leaders, right? Go ahead.
When ye blow an alarm, then the camps that lie on the east part shall go forward.
Okay, so now when you blow an alarm, make it sound long, then the ones on the east side, they know to gather and go up first. Go ahead.
When ye blow an alarm the second time, then the camps that lie on the south side shall take their journey.
Right. Go ahead.
They shall blow an alarm for their journeys. But when the congregation is to be gathered together, what? Ye shall blow, but ye shall not sound an alarm.
Okay, so he made distinct differences, right? When we sound an alarm, he said that's why you know the ones on the east side know to come forth, and then when you blow it the second time, He said the ones on the south know to take their journey. But he said, when the congregation is to be gathered, everybody to be gathered, you should just blow it. Don't make it sound long. Don't make the noise long. You just blow the trumpet. See, they got to learn these distinct sounds and the difference in the blows, right? Because each one of them means certain. It's like code, right? So if everybody in unison, they'll know. Once he do it like this, we know to do that. Once he blow it long, we know to do this. Once he blow it short, we know everybody just gathered, right? Go ahead. Yeah.
And the saints shall blow with the trumpets, and they shall be to you for an ordinance forever throughout your generations.
That's right. He said, and the sons vary. That's why I want to blow it. Those are the priests. They gonna blow the trumpet. So that's gonna be significant too. History, we're gonna find out that the priests are the ones blowing the trumpet. But he said it's gonna be an order for forever throughout your generations, right? So this is the order of things. Go ahead.
9. And if you go to war in your land against the enemy that oppresseth you,
right,
then ye shall blow in the Lord with the trumpets,
right,
and ye shall be remembered before the Lord your God, and ye shall be saved from your enemies.
Okay, so now once you get into the land, right, you go to war. So this is to pronounce the war. Look what he said. Go to war in against your enemies. He said that oppress you. Then you shall blow the alarm, right? You make it a long noise with it, right? And he said, then once you do that, you will be remembered before the Lord your God. See, that seems like a small thing to us. Like, why we going to war? Why we got to blow it? Well, don't blow it and still go to war and watch what happens. It's the choice is yours, but I'm giving you the ordinance. I'm putting the statute and the law in place. If you do it, you will be remembered, right? That's what he said. Go ahead.
10. Also in the day of your gladness, and in your solemn days.
So he said, you will be remembered before the Lord, and ye shall be saved from your enemies. That's the benefit of blowing it when he tells you. Now he said, I want you also to blow it where? In the day of your gladness.
And in your solemn days.
And when else?
And in the beginnings of your months. Blow with the trumpets over your burnt offerings.
See, that's what he was telling me. Blow up the trumpet in the new moon, right? Your new months. These are all the different times you blow it. Go ahead. Verse 1. Go ahead.
Now Jericho was straightly shut up because of the children of Israel. None went out and none came in.
So you got Israel now surrounded Jericho, right? They're finna take it over. All right. Jericho was part of their land. All right, so we're gonna see what happened. Go ahead.
And the Lord said unto Joshua,
what did he say?
See,
what?
I have given into thine hand Jericho.
Yes.
And the king thereof. And the mighty men of valor.
He said, I done gave this into your hand. Jericho, right? And the men of Jericho, and the king, and everything, right? So let's see something right quick. Because remember, the Lord said he'll fight for you, right? Well, I just want to back up to the 5th chapter. Pick me up at verse 13. Watch this. Verse 13. Talking to the
when Joshua was by Jericho, then he lifted up his eyes and looked.
What did he see?
And behold,
yeah,
there stood a man over against him with his sword drawn in his hand. And Joshua went unto him.
Now this ain't no regular man. Because the Lord told, we just read what the Lord told Joshua. He said, I have given you Jericho into your hand. But now you got a man with a sword drawn, right? Watch what's going to happen. Go ahead.
And said unto him,
what did he say?
Art thou for us?
He said, are you for us or what?
Or for our adversaries?
Or against us, right? Go ahead.
And he said, Nay, but as captain of the host of the Lord am I now come.
That's who he is. He said, what? As captain, right? Leader, right? Of the Lord, of the host of the Lord, I am come. Go ahead.
And Joshua fell on his face to the earth and did worship and said unto him, What saith my Lord unto his servant?
That's right. So he's an angel. But he's an angel that's going to help them win this war. But go ahead.
And the captain of the Lord's host said unto Joshua, Thy shoe from off thy foot, for the place whereon thou standest is. Joshua did so.
Yes. So the Lord used these angels to help him fight. Because remember, he said, I have given this into your hand. God ain't going to come down and fight for himself. Fight himself firsthand. He got angels. He got an army that do this on his behalf. And look, let me just back up to 2 more verses. Leviticus 26, verse 8. Because this is what the Lord said. Remember we did the lesson on what the Lord see and then how we see it? We just add to it a little bit. We got time. Because the Lord made some key statements, and we just finding out how exactly He bringing those things to pass. Because He said, "I'm gonna fight for you if you blow the trumpets." But the Lord ain't coming down sweating, slanging swords. He got an army to do that. That's what kings do. They have armies to fight, right? But look, pick me up at verse 6. Go ahead.
Give peace in the land, and ye shall lie down, and none shall make you afraid.
Right.
And I will rid evil beasts out of the land.
Right.
Neither shall the sword go through your land.
So the Lord telling you, I'm doing this, right? But go ahead.
And ye shall chase your enemies.
You shall chase your enemies.
And they shall fall before you by the sword.
And that's what you gonna see, right? You gonna chase your enemies and they gonna fall by the sword. Go ahead.
And 5 of you shall chase 100.
Impossible. How's that possible? How is it possible? 5 of us in here right now go out and fight 100 people. I guarantee we get swole up. Huh? I guarantee they gonna whoop us, right? But look what the Lord has said. This is a guarantee. Go ahead and read.
And 100 of you shall put 10,000 to flight.
Where they do that at? I just gotta know. Somebody please tell me. I know we got the movie 300 and all this, but listen. 100 men fighting 10,000? 10,000 men ain't even got to try to beat up 100. The Lord is just showing you, when I fight, it ain't a fair fight. When I'm with you, who can be against you? But go ahead.
And your enemies shall fall before you by the sword.
And that's what you're going to see, right? But like Joshua lifted up his eyes, he saw what the Lord saw. The angel of the Lord's host. And you know how the angels get down. We have a record of one angel killing 185,000 in one night, no sweat. Right? Still ready to do more. But go ahead.
9.
Huh?
For I will have respect unto you, and make you fruitful, and multiply you, and establish my covenant with you.
Yeah, that's why I'm doing it. Right? Go to Joshua 23 right quick. We're coming back to Joshua 6. I just want one verse, verse 10. We just showing you when the Lord say, He got your back, He got it. When He say He going to fight for you, we just seeing how He's doing it. And it's the same way when He fighting against you, though. It's the same way when He fighting against you. That's what we learned in Ezekiel, that 8th and 9th chapter. He was fighting against Israel at that point. But let's stick to the scripture. Verse 10. Go ahead. Joshua 23 and 10. Joshua 23, verse 10. Then we're going back to Joshua 6. Go ahead.
1 man of you shall chase 1,000.
How? Go ahead.
For the Lord your God.
Yeah.
He it is that fighteth for you.
Oh, that's the only way. That's the only way it makes sense now, right? That 1 man chases 1,000 is if the Lord is fighting for you. Go ahead.
As He had promised.
And He already made the promise. He put it in the law. So you know what the law is? You know what the Bible says about the law? Called the Holy Scripture? It can't be broken. Right? So that's good news for us. Back up to Joshua. Let's read chapter 5, verse 13 one more time. Go ahead.
And it came to pass when Joshua was by Jericho that he lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold,
what happened?
There stood a man over against him with his sword drawn in his hand.
That's right.
And Joshua went up to him.
So the angel got his sword and he ready. So Joshua went up to him. Go ahead and read.
And said unto him,
what did he say?
Art thou for us
or
for our adversaries?
Because he know if you say you against us, it's going to be trouble for us, right? But go ahead.
And he said,
yes.
Nay, but as captain of the host of the Lord am I now come.
That's right. He said, no, I ain't against you, but I'm the captain of the Lord of hosts, the Lord's army. Go ahead.
And Joshua fell on his face to the earth and did worship.
Yes.
And said unto him, What said my Lord unto his servant?
That's right. So he said, what the Lord say to his servant? Go ahead.
And the captain of the Lord's host said unto Joshua,
what did he say?
Loose thy shoe from off thy foot.
Yes.
For the place whereon thou standest is holy.
That's their land. They at Jericho. We call it a holy place. Right? Go ahead.
And Joshua did so.
Go ahead.
Now Jericho was straightly shut up because of the children of Israel.
Yes.
None went out and none came in.
Go ahead and read.
And the Lord said unto Joshua, See, I have given unto thine hand Jericho.
Yes.
And the king thereof,
and
the mighty men of valor.
That's right. So you see the Lord saying, I'm the one that's doing this, right? Go ahead.
And ye shall compass the city, and ye men of war, and go round about the city once. Thus shalt thou do 6 days.
Okay, so now he said, I want you to go around, walk around the city 6 days, one time a day. All right, go ahead.
And 7 priests shall bear before the ark 7 trumpets of ram's horns.
Right, so you remember what he told us, you know, and as he made it a law in Israel, right, to blow up that trumpet. He said, if you do it and go out against your enemies, I'll remember you. All right, so now he's putting a plan in place. He said, you take 7 priests, because those are the ones supposed to blow the trumpet, right? And he said, take 7 trumpets of ram's horn and do what? And go before the ark. What else?
And the 7th day you shall compass the city 7 times.
See, okay, so on the 6th day, on the first 6 days, you did it 1, but the 7th day, I want you to walk around the city 7 times, right, for a total of 13. Go ahead.
And the priests shall blow with the trumpets.
Right.
And it shall,
after you complete that last time around, the priest shall blow with the trumpets. So now if they do that, they'll be following the law, right? Go ahead. They'll be operating like the Lord said. Go ahead.
and it shall come to pass,
Yes.
that when they make a long blast with the ram's horn.
Because that's what they supposed. That's the way they supposed to blow it when it's wartime, right? A long blast. You sounding no alarm. Go ahead.
And when ye hear the sound, all the people shall shout with a great shout.
Don't do it before. He gonna make sure that I don't want you to do it before. It's so tight. He gonna say, I don't even want you to talk till the time I tell you to. Cause I know somebody gonna mess it up. But go ahead.
And the wall of the city shall fall down flat.
Yes.
And the people shall ascend up, every man straight before him.
Uh-huh.
And Joshua the son of Nun called the priests and said unto them,
Yes.
take up the ark of the covenant.
Yes.
And let 7 priests bear 7 trumpets of ram's horns before the ark of the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
And he said unto the people, pass on, and compass the city, and let him that is armed pass on before the ark of the Lord.
Go ahead.
And it came to pass when Joshua had spoken unto the people, that the 7 priests bearing the 7 trumpets of ram's horn passed on before the Lord.
That's right. So what we're looking at now is like the book say, the law is a shadow of good things to come. He's just showing us this, so once we see it again, we can be like, yeah, he already called it. He already told us. Go ahead.
And blew with the trumpet.
Uh-huh.
And the ark of the covenant of the Lord followed them.
Go ahead.
And the armed men went before the priests that blew with the trumpets, and the rearward came after the ark, the priests going on and blowing with the trumpets.
Yeah.
And Joshua had commanded the people, saying, ye shall not shout, nor make any noise with your voice, neither shall any word proceed out of your mouth.
Hold on. I don't want you to shout. I don't even want a word to come out of your mouth until when?
Until the day I bid you shout.
Until the day we tell you to. God know somebody's gonna mess it up. So just to keep all of that from happening, just don't even talk to the day that we say it's time. Go ahead.
Then shall ye shout.
Yes.
So the ark of the Lord compassed the city, going about it once.
And you ain't talking days, you should be ready to make a loud noise. You ain't talking days. Your shouts should be so loud, you know, they can hear you from cities. Go ahead. Away.
And they came into the camp and lodged in the camp. And Joshua rose early in the morning, and the priests took up the ark of the Lord.
And did what?
And 7 priests bearing 7 trumpets of ram's horn before the ark of the Lord went on continually, and blew with the trumpets. And the armed men went before them, but the rearward came after the ark of the Lord, the priests going on and blowing with the trumpets.
So according to this, they going to war. What's supposed to happen according to what we read in Numbers? What's supposed to happen? That we know at this point. The Lord is supposed to fight for them, right? The Lord is supposed to remember, right? That's what he just said, right? Numbers 10, he'll remember. If you blow the trumpet, I'll remember you. But go ahead, drop down. Let's just go ahead.
14.
Yeah.
And the second day they compassed the city once and returned into the camp. So they did 6 days.
Right? They fulfilling the plan, right? Go ahead.
And it came to pass.
Go ahead.
And it came to pass on the 7th day that they rose early about the dawning of the day and compassed the city after the same manner 7 times.
Right.
Only on that day they compassed the city 7 times. And it came to pass at the 7th time, when the priests blew with the trumpets, Joshua said unto the people, shout, for the Lord hath given you the city.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And the city shall be accursed, even it, and all that are therein, to the Lord. only Rahab the harlot shall live. She and all that are with her in the house, because she hid the messengers that we sent.
Yes.
And ye, in any wise keep yourselves from the accursed thing, lest ye make yourselves accursed when ye take of the accursed thing, and make the camp of Israel accursed and trouble it.
Go ahead.
But all the silver and gold and vessels of brass and iron are consecrated unto the Lord.
Thank the Lord. That's separated for the Lord. Right, go ahead.
They shall come into the treasury of the Lord.
That's right. Yeah, that's all he basically wants you to get. Don't take nothing else. He said the city is encouraged. Don't take nothing else. Go ahead.
So the people shouted when the priest blew with the trumpets. And it came to pass when the people heard the sound of the trumpet, and the people shouted with a great shout, that the wall fell down flat, so that the people went up into the city, every man.
So hold on. So you trying to tell me the only thing they did was blow trumpets and shout, and the whole wall fell down, made out of brick and mortar? Huh? That's the power of the Lord. See, carnal man can't understand that. It's foolish. So they ain't touch it, they ain't push it down, nothing. No. They just blew and shot. They was obedience. That's the power of obedience, right? The Lord told. Well, so what's happening? He's starting to come through. He's fighting for him. He done flattened the wall for him, right? Go ahead. He said, now what happened after he flattened the wall?
Every man. So the people went up into the city, every man straight before him, and they took the city.
And they took the city. Look how the Lord fighted. Go ahead.
And they utterly destroyed all that was in the city.
Right, who?
Both man, woman, and young, and old.
That's how God fights. When he done what you want to destroy you, ain't nobody getting by, not even babies. The baby is going to be from little wiggy to big wiggy. He gets slaughtered too. God ain't playing those games. Go ahead.
And ox. And sheep.
And even your possessions. Go ahead.
And ass.
What?
With the edge of the sword.
Ain't that what the angel was holding? Huh?
Yeah.
Slaughter. Go ahead.
But Joshua had said unto the two men that had spied out the country, go in the harlot's house and bring her out this, the woman and all that she had, and she swore unto her. And the young.
So they say Rahab is like the dear Satan, right? But we need another witness according to our principles, our laws and standards. Because let's see if it happened again anywhere else. So we need, for it to be a fact, it needs to happen again, right? Let's go, Judges, the 7th chapter. That's how the Lord told us, right? 2 or more witnesses. Is every fact established? So we need another witness. So as you can see, when they blew that trumpet, they sounded that Lord. The Lord remembered. He did his part. He came through on his end, right? They took it over. They took down Jericho. Verse 1.
Then Jerubbaal, who is Gideon, and all the people that were with him rose up early and pitched beside the well of Harod, so that the host of the Midianites were on the north side of them, by the hill of Morah in the valley.
Right.
And the Lord said unto Gideon, the people that are with thee are too many for me to give the Midianites into their hands.
Right. So they getting ready to go to war. The Midianites got their host, Israel got theirs, and the Lord is like, look, you got too many people to win it, for me to win this war for you. I need you to get rid of some of them. You know, carnal man, in war, we need all the men we can get. It's going to be some killing. But when the Lord don't fight, he said, my ways ain't your ways. So he tells Gideon, look, I need you to get rid of some of them. It's too many for me to get you. All right, but go ahead.
Lest Israel vaunt themselves against me.
And that's why, because it's enough of them for them to win the war, but they might get puffed up and start to vaunt themselves against me, thinking that they did this on their own accord. Right, go ahead.
Saying, mine own hand had saved me.
Exactly. We ready to do that. We always want the glory. Right? Even when we don't deserve it, we always want it. So he's like, nah, that's not going to happen. Get rid of some of them. Go ahead.
Now therefore.
So now, is he going to let Gideon pick the ones to get rid of? Not a chance. He going to pick them for him. He going to give them the process, right? The elimination method. He can't leave nothing a chance for man. Go ahead.
Now therefore go to, proclaim in the ears of the people, saying, whosoever is fearful and afraid, let him return and depart early from Mount Gilead.
So we know they got rid of a gang though. He said, if you got fear in your heart, you scared, you little tippy, little afraid, he said, go on, get rid of them right now. Because once they start running, you're going to make everybody else start running. But go ahead.
And there returned of the people 22,000. And there remained 10,000.
Man, most of them were scared. You had more that had fear than more than there was value. Right, but go ahead.
4. And the Lord said unto Gideon, the people are yet too many.
What? We just lost 22,000. We only got 10. Said, listen, it's too many. Get rid of some more. Go ahead.
Bring them down into the water, and I will try them for thee there.
Yeah.
And it shall be, that of whom I say unto thee, this shall go with thee. The same shall go with thee. And of whomsoever I say unto thee, this shall not go with thee, the same shall not go.
Okay, so if I tell you it's going to go with you, those are the ones you take. The ones that say no, it's not going to go with you. Leave them behind. No matter how much they plead, leave them behind. Go ahead.
So he brought down the people into the water.
Right.
And the Lord said unto Gideon,
He's going to set up something like an IQ test. You know what I'm saying? Like, go ahead.
everyone
Yes.
that lappeth of the water with his tongue, as a dog lappeth,
Yeah.
him shall thou set by himself.
Say you set that one over to the side. Bring them all down to the water. The one that go and lap the water with his tongue, listen, put him over to the side. Go ahead.
Likewise,
Yes.
everyone that boweth down upon his knees to drink,
Yes.
and the number of them that lapped, putting their hands in their mouth, were 300 men.
So he said, so the ones that scoop the water up, bow down, get down on their knees and scoop the water up and bring it to their mouth, them you keep. Out of 10,000, it was only 300 that scooped the water like that. These people got a terrible mind. But go ahead.
But all the rest of the people bowed down upon their knees to drink water. And the Lord said unto Gideon, by the 300 men that lapped will I save you, and deliver the Midianites into thine hand, and let all the other people go every man unto his place.
That's right.
So the people took victuals in their hand, and their trumpets. Israel, every man unto his tent, and returned those 300 men, and the host of Midian was beneath him in the valley.
Right, so he said they took their trumpets, right? They didn't forget them. Drop down to verse 12. Go ahead.
And the Midianites and the Amalekites and all the children of the east lay along in the valley like grasshoppers.
There's so many of them, right? They're like grasshoppers covering the field. It's a whole host, a whole slew, right? A whole multitudes upon multitudes, right? That's how many people it is. And we only got 300. See, but that's why the law is so important. You read, that's why it's important for you to understand that 5 will chase 100 if the Lord is with you. 100 will chase 10,000, right? Imagine what 10,000 will chase, right? But if the Lord is with you, you see, it ain't a fair fight, no matter if they got more. Go ahead.
For multitude.
Yeah.
And their camels were without number, as the sand by the seaside for multitude.
Man, you couldn't even count them. There were so many, right? It looked like sand on the sea. They just blend in. Go ahead.
And when Gideon was come, behold, there was a man that told a dream unto his fellow and said, behold, I dreamed a dream. And lo, a cake of barley bread tumbled into the host of Midian,
Right.
and came into a tent, and smote it that it fell,
Yeah.
and overturned it, that the tent lay alone. And his fellow answered and said, this is nothing else save the word of save the sword of Gideon, the son of Joash, a man of Israel. For to his hand had God delivered Midian and all the host.
Right, that's his dream, right? The dream. God done delivered Midian and all the host. I know it's only 300 people though. No, but God is with you. And you know what the Lord tell you about all men? Get all the nations together, put them all in front of me. Every last one at the same time that ever lived. He said, get a bucket. All people before me just like one little drop in the bucket. See, when you realize that about God, this is a small thing, man. This small thing to a giant. Huh? See, but we think, man, it's more men than God. They're powerful. No, listen. God is the creator. Whatever he says goes, no man can do nothing about it. So he said, this is the sword of the Lord. He done delivered all the Midianites and all their hosts into his hand. Drop down to verse 16. Go ahead.
And he divided the 3 men into 3 companies.
Right.
And he put a trumpet in every man's hand.
Right, so he got the 300 and he divided them into 3 different sections, right? 100 each. Go ahead.
And he put a trumpet in every man's hand.
He put a trumpet in every man's hand.
With empty pitchers.
Yes.
And lamps within the pitchers.
Empty pitchers? Lamps. Go ahead.
And he said unto them, look on me, and do likewise. And behold, when I come to the outside of the camp, it shall be that as soon as I do, so shall ye do.
This your strategy for war? With us 300 and that multitude? They have confidence if they know what the law say, though, right? Well, go ahead.
18.
Yes, sir.
When I blow with the trumpet,
what?
I and all that are with me,
yes.
Then blow ye the trumpet.
Right.
Also on every side of all the camp, and say, the sword of the Lord and of Gideon. So Gideon and the 100 men that were with him came unto the outside of the camp in the beginning of the middle watch.
Yes.
And they had but newly set the watch.
Right.
And they
switched out, right? They swapped out men to keep watch. But go ahead.
And they blew the trumpets. And break the pitchers that were in their hands.
So that's why he got the pitch over to get the empty pitchers. They're making a lot of noise. He said that you blow the trumpet. He said they blew the trumpets and they break the pitchers, right? Go ahead.
And the three companies blew the trumpets and break the pitchers, and held the lamps in their left, trumpets in their right hands,
right,
to blow withal. And they cried, the sword of the Lord and of Gideon.
Right.
And they stood every man in his place round about the camp. And all the hosts ran and cried and fled. And the
did they have a sword? The man ain't had no sword to fight, did he? But they said the sword of the Lord. That was a spiritual thing. Everybody got afraid. He said they ran. Go ahead.
22. And the 300 blew the trumpets, and the Lord set every man's sword against his fellow, even throughout all the hosts. And the host fled to Beth Shattah and Zerach, and to the border of Abel Maholah unto Tebeth. And the men of Israel gathered themselves together out of Naphtali, and out of Asher, and out of all Manasseh, and pursued after the Midianites.
So the Lord took every man's sword, the Midianites with them, and turned it against. They turned it against each other. They started fighting each other. That's the sword of the Lord. Obedience. Right? They started killing each other. They supposed to be going to war with each other. They turned on them. The Lord had them turn on them and started killing each other. So he delivered Israel into their hand again. But what happened if they wouldn't have blew them trumpets? It probably would have been an all-out slaughter for Israel. But since they obeyed, but that's why the Lord tell you, look, it's power. Remember these trumpets. It's a memorial. Right? I'm going to gather the camp. We're going to blow the trumpet. This for war. It's announcing the king. These trumpets have a lot of use. Right? Pick me up at Joel 2. We're just going to read verse 1. But they was in their land. Right? The Lord said, when you blow it and go out to war, blow the trumpets, he said, I'll fight for you. Remember, he said this was a law in Israel. Statue of the God of Jacob. Right? We just gonna see where he telling us to blow it in. Go ahead.
Blow ye the trumpet in Zion.
Where's that at? That's Jerusalem. Right? That's in the land. Go ahead.
And sound an alarm in my holy mountain.
Sound an alarm in my holy mountain.
Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble.
That's right.
For the day of the Lord coming. For it is nigh at hand.
That's right. So another thing it's going to do is announce the day of the Lord, the coming of the Lord. That's what these battles was pointing us. The smaller battles was pointing us to the big one when he comes. Because the last battle is going to be in Jerusalem. Right? It's going to be multitudes in the valley of Armageddon, or the valley of Megiddo. Just like it was back then with the Midianites and their whole multitude. The Lord said, I'm going to gather them. I want them to come down. Right? I'm enticing them to come down in this valley. But let's look at one more way that we blow trumpets. Just like we said, the physical impacts the spiritual. So pick me up at Ezekiel 33:1. We just want to find out one of the spiritual ways of blowing the trumpet. Ezekiel 33, verse 1. Hearken to the scripture.
Again, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man,
yes, sir,
speak to the children of thy people.
That's right.
And say unto them, when I bring the sword upon the land, if the people of the land take a man of their coasts and set him for their watchman.
Right, we need to look out. Somebody's going to watch, right? When the people of the coast take a set of watchmen, what happened?
If when he seeth the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet and warn the people, then whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet and take it not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head.
That's fair, ain't it?
Yes, sir.
Man, y'all set him up to be the watch. Evidently, y'all trust him. Y'all set him up to be the watchman, the lookout. So when the Lord bring the sword on the land, you see it coming, he said, you blow the trumpet. I said, okay, if the ones that hear the trumpet don't take warning, and the sword come and take him away, he said, that's his own fault. Go ahead.
5.
Yep.
He heard the sound of the trumpet.
He heard the warning. Go ahead.
And took not warning.
It took not warning. So imagine if they wouldn't have blew the trumpet, the sword would have came upon them. They was going to war. Imagine they didn't blow the trumpet. They only had 300 men. Straight slaughter. Huh? They ain't even had no swords in their hand. Huh? You was doomed. But go ahead.
His blood shall be upon him.
Yes.
But he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul.
That's right.
But if the watchman see the sword come and blow not the trumpet, and the people be not warned,
right?
If the sword come and take any person from among them,
what's going to happen?
He is taken away in his iniquity.
That's right. It's your fault. That's your fault. That's your iniquity. Because you didn't even warn. You saw it coming. You just let them die. You didn't even give them a chance to run or defend themselves. No, you just let it happen. That's on you, right? The people, you know why? The people trusted you. They set you up as the watchman. So it ain't it's on you. Go ahead.
But his blood will I require at the watchman's hand.
That's right. Go ahead.
So thou, O son of man, I have set thee a watchman unto the house of Israel.
Right. So now the Lord set Ezekiel for a watchman, right, himself. But as you can see, he said the people chose a watchman. So it could be either way it go, but the job is still the same. Go ahead.
Therefore thou shalt hear the word in my mouth, and warn them from me.
That's to blow the trumpets. You hear the word and you warn them from the Lord. You lifting up your voice to warn the people. You warning them. You sounding the alarm, right? You doing the same thing. You sounding the alarm. Let them know destruction is coming. Or whatever the case may be, turn from your sin. Whatever the case may be, you blowing, you sounding the alarm. Destruction is on the way. You take heed to it, that's good for you. You deliver your soul. If not, you get what you get, right? Go ahead. What verse?
8.
Okay.
When I say it to the wicked, O wicked man, thou shalt surely die. If thou dost not speak to warn the wicked from his way, that wicked man shall die in his iniquity.
Okay, so now you see what it is. You got to warn the wicked of their way. You blowing the alarm, sounding the trumpet. Instead of using the physical trumpet, you using your voice. All right? Go ahead.
But his blood will I require.
It's still the same. Go ahead.
Nevertheless.
So the physical watchman and the spiritual watchman have the same job. Go ahead.
Nevertheless.
Yes.
If thou warn the wicked of his way to turn from it.
Right.
If he do not turn from his way.
Right.
He shall die in his iniquity.
That's right. So even when you go out in the street and you go out doing evangelism in your own life, you blowing the trumpet. Don't get discouraged if they don't take heed. You doing your part. You sounding the alarm. You warning them. Because it's discouraging. I used to be in the streets trying to tell these people, turn, the Lord is coming, remember the Sabbath, everything, nothing. It's like you talking to people that's dead. They don't care. And that discourages you, right? Because you talking to 1,000 people and you might get 3 that even listen. You're like, what am I doing this for? All right? That's your job. You got to warn them. It's on you. That's what he set you up for. But don't get discouraged. That's all I'm saying. Go ahead.
But thou hast delivered thy soul.
That's right. Because that's what and that's another reason we're doing this, right? He done showed us the knowledge. Everybody else is blinded. Let them know. Right? We're delivering our souls. Is this verse 10?
We're at 10 now.
Go ahead. After verse 10, we'll escape. Come on.
Therefore,
What?
O thou son of man,
Yes.
speak unto the house of Israel. Thus ye speak, saying, if our transgressions and our sins be upon us, and we pine away in them, how should we then live?
Yeah. So that's good right there. Back me up, Isaiah 58. I just want one verse, verse 1. Isaiah 58. Isaiah 58. Verse 1. Go ahead.
Cry aloud.
Huh?
Spare not.
What you mean?
Lift up thy voice like a
You
trumpet.
see, that's what the watchman job is. That's how it can be a spiritual trumpet. You warning the people, you lifting up your voice as the sound of the trumpet is lifted up. And you warning the people. Right? He said, cry loud. Don't even spare they feelings. He said, lift up thy voice like a trumpet.
And show my people their transgressions.
Show my people their transgressions.
And the house of Jacob their sins.
And the house of Jacob their sins. Right? The Lord did this. The Lord did this. Matthew 27. Matthew 27. Let me get verse 40. Matthew 27 and 40. So remember what we just read. He said, cry loud, spare not, lift up your voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions. Right? Go ahead.
And say,
what?
Thou that destroys the temple.
This is what they saying about Jesus. They narrowly looking upon him. They wagging their heads. They reviling him. They said, thou destroys the temple in 3 days. Go ahead.
And buildest it in 3 days?
Yeah, this is what you said, right? Go ahead.
Save thyself.
Save yourself. Go ahead.
If thou be the Son of God.
What? Who said that? We heard that before, right? Go ahead.
Come down from the cross.
Yeah.
Likewise, also the chief priests mocking him with the scribes and elders, saying,
I thought you supposed to be the holy man. You over here mocking a man as he dying. And you mocking him? And you really don't have no charge. Right? Go ahead.
He saved others.
Okay, so he saved others. How? He lifted up his voice. He warned them for God. He said he saved others. Go ahead.
Himself he cannot save.
What? Go ahead.
If he be the king of Israel, let him now come down from the cross.
Right, he let him come down from the cross. Then what happened?
And we will believe.
They lying. They lying. They lying. He would have came down from that cross. They still wouldn't believe. No matter what he did at that point, wasn't going to be good enough. So remember, now they observing him on the cross. They looking dead on them, and they mocking. Go ahead.
He trusted in God.
Yes.
Let him deliver him now.
That's his testimony. He trusted in God. Go ahead.
If he will have him.
Yes.
For he said, I am the Son of God.
Yes, sir.
The thieves also which were crucified with him cast the same in his teeth.
That's right. Go ahead.
Now from the 6th hour,
yes,
there was darkness over all the land until the 9th hour.
Go ahead and read.
And about the 9th hour, Jesus cried with a loud voice.
He lifted up his voice like a trumpet. And what did he say?
Saying,
yes,
Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani. That is to say, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? Some of them that stood there, when they heard that, said, this man cried for Elias.
Right.
And straightway one of them ran and took a sponge and filled it with vinegar and put it on a reed and gave him to drink.
And what happened?
The rest said, let us see whether Elias will come and save him. Jesus, when he had cried aloud with a loud voice, yielded up the ghost.
He gave up the ghost. He died. But you know what happened? He was showing his people their transgression. He was on the cross, not for his sin, for their sin. He lifted up his voice like a trumpet. He cried out. He warned them. And then he cried out. And he showed his people they sin. Look at what you're doing to me. I'm up here because of your sin and your transgression. You looking on your sin and your transgression in a physical form. All these things they've done to me, beat me past recognition. Put nails in my hand and my feet. Mocking me, put a crown on my head. This your transgression. He showed the people their transgression. They didn't even see it. They didn't even see it. But anyway, let's go to 1 Corinthians 14. 1 Corinthians 14 and 1. First Corinthians 14, verse 1. So that's a spiritual way. Your voice lifted up like a trumpet to warn the people. Spiritual trumpet, remember that. I want you to remember that, Lord said. Verse 1, hearken to the scripture.
Follow after charity.
Yes.
And desire spiritual gifts. But rather that ye may prophesy.
Yeah.
For he that speaketh in the unknown tongue speaketh not unto men.
That's right.
But unto God. For no man understandeth him.
Yep.
How being in the spirit he speaketh mysteries.
That's what the Lord said, follow after charity. He said, and desire spiritual gifts. but rather that you prophesy, right? Because he tells you one thing about charity, follow after, you need to look at Jesus. Jesus was charity. The charity covered a multitude of sins. That's what Jesus did. Follow after that, right? Go ahead.
But he that prophesied,
yes,
speaking unto men to edification,
go ahead,
and exhortation,
yep,
and comfort.
Mm-hmm.
He that speaketh in the unknown tongue edifieth himself.
Go ahead.
But he that prophesieth edifieth the church.
Yes.
I would that ye all spake with tongues.
But you not. Go ahead.
But rather that ye prophesy.
But rather that you prophesy.
Why? Greater is he that prophesieth,
yes,
than he that speaketh with tongues.
Not according to the doctrine we got here today. They say you ain't even got the Holy Ghost if you don't speak in tongues. Really, and they talking about if you don't jabber and babble and mumble and stumble and fumble, right? That's what they talking about. Well, this is contrary. The book said, greater is he that prophesies than he that speaking in tongues. Go ahead.
Except he interpret.
Yes, drop down to verse 7. When you finish that, go ahead.
That the church may receive edifying.
That's the purpose. That's why he's greater, because the church receives edification. Right? It ain't for himself, it's for the edification of the church. Right? Verse 7, go ahead.
And even things without life-giving sound.
Yeah.
Whether pipe or harp.
Uh-huh.
Except they give a distinction in the sounds.
Right?
How shall it be known what is pipe or harp?
That's right. So this is the importance of the trumpet. Because they're going to give a distinct sound. He said, even things without life give a distinct sound. He said, how shall you be known what is pipe or harp, except the sound is distinct? Right? Go ahead.
8. For if the trumpet give an uncertain sound,
right,
who shall prepare himself to the battle?
That's right. So if the trumpet gives the same sound as the harp or other instruments, how they gonna know when it's time for battle, when it's time for war? Huh? They ain't gonna know. Go ahead.
9. So likewise ye, except ye utter by the tongue words easy to be understood, how shall it be known what is spoken?
That's right. And you know we gotta lift up our voice like a trumpet to warn the people. He said, so just like that, he says the same way, except you utter words that's easy to understand, how we gonna know what you talking about? Go ahead.
For ye shall speak into the air.
Mm-hmm. Because nobody understands you. All right, go ahead. 10.
There are, it may be, so many kinds of voices in the world, and none of them is without significance.
Right, it's many different languages in the world. Every one of them got a significance. Go ahead.
Therefore, if I know not the meaning of the voice, I shall be unto him that speaketh a barbarian.
Yeah.
And he that speaketh shall be a barbarian unto me.
That's right, because we can't understand each other. Nobody's getting edified. Verse 16, go ahead.
Else, when thou shalt bless with the Spirit, how shall he that occupieth the room of the unlearned say amen at the giving of thanks?
Right.
Seeing he understandeth not what thou sayest. Mm-hmm. For thou verily givest thanks well, but the other is not edified.
That's right, because nobody understood you. He said, it's better, he's going to tell you in a minute, it's better I just speak 5 words or 10 words in my own tongue than 10,000 words. The whole point is to be edified, right? And that's what the trumpet is doing. When you sound your voice like a trumpet, edifying the one to hear, the church. You warning, right? Go ahead.
I thank my God.
What you talking about?
I speak with tongues more than ye all.
Right.
Yet in the church I had rather speak 5 words with my understanding, that by my voice I might teach others also.
That's right, by his voice, because he carrying a distinct gospel. His gospel is warning the people like a trumpet. It has a distinct sound like a trumpet, right? Go ahead.
Then 10,000 words in an unknown tongue.
That's right.
Brethren,
yep.
Be not children that understand.
Nah.
Howbeit in malice be ye children.
That's right, be malice. Anger and malice, be children in that. Put that stuff down. Go ahead.
But in understanding,
what you talking about?
Be men.
Yes.
And the Lord is written, with men of other tongues and other lips will I speak unto this people. And yet for all that will they not hear me,
go ahead.
Saith the Lord. Mm-hmm. Wherefore, tongues are for a sign, not to them that believe, but to them that believe not. But prophesying serveth not for them that believe it not.
They skip over this chapter, don't they? When they come use their tongue. They skip over there. He said tongues is a sign. It's not even a sign for believers. It's a sign for non-believers. He said prophecy, that's for believers. See, you saw prophecy on the cross. You saw prophecy fulfilled on the cross. The whole book told you about Jesus coming. They prophesied about his coming. But the ones that's going to save is going to be the ones that believe in him. The ones that obey him. Right? Go ahead.
Prophesying serving not for them that believe it not, but for them which believe.
That's right. That's what prophecy serving for the ones that believe, not the ones that don't believe. The ones that don't believe, steady looking for signs. Go ahead.
And therefore the whole church be come together into one place, and now speak with tongues. And there come in those that are unlearned or unbelievers. Will they not say that ye are mad?
They will want it. I said, this church crazy. Everybody babbling and slobbing and mumbling and stumbling over each other. These people crazy in here. We don't even understand what's going on. Nobody even talking in plain language. Nobody's getting edified. Right? It said prophecy though. But the trumpeters makes a certain sound. And they had to realize that. They had to remember that. Right? It said just like your voice. It makes a certain sound. You know, if you don't, it's without significance. Right? So he said, if they all make the same sound, how they going to know to prepare for battle? He said, it's the same way when you use your words. Except you utter words easy to be understood, who don't receive edification? That's the spiritual part of it. What verse?
24.
That's good. Let's get out of there. Give me give me John 14 and 1. John 14 and 1. So the Lord got us going up the trumpets, you know, at the beginning of the month, you know, in our feast days, from one Sabbath to another, one new moon to another, is going to still be happening. The trumpets, and he gave us these spirituals. All right? Now you recognize the spiritual one by the workings of the physical. They're going to have the same type of working or action. All right? So let's see this little statement Jesus made, because we're going to find out something right here. Go ahead, verse 1. John 14 and 1. Talking to the Spirit.
Let not your heart be troubled. You believe in God, believe also in me.
What you talking about?
In my Father's house are many mansions.
Right?
If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you.
So he said, I'm leaving. He said, but I'm going to prepare a place for you. Go ahead.
And if I go and prepare a place for you,
what's going to happen?
I will come again.
You know, he's saying this while he's in the flesh, right? I'm going to go and I will prepare a place, but if I go, he said, I will come again. All right, that's what we're going to be waiting on. The return. Go ahead and finish that.
And receive you unto myself.
He said, and I'm going to receive you unto me. So I'm going to gather you unto me. All right, go ahead.
That where I am, there ye may be also.
Right, so wherever I am, you're going to be also. Right? Give me Psalms 132, verse 12. He's coming back, so that's what we're going to return. And when he come back, it's going to be some trumpet sound. Because he coming back, King of Kings. He coming back with war. See, we got the thing. It's going to be trumpet sound. He gathering the people when he come back. That's what he said. I will gather you unto myself. How are people going to know? Got to hear the trumpet. Got to hear the trumpet. This is a law in Israel, statute. I'm not going to do one thing without, you already know I keep the law. Right? Verse 12. Go ahead.
If thy children will keep my covenant and my testimony that I shall teach them, their children shall also sit upon thy throne forever.
Go ahead.
For the Lord had chosen Zion.
For what?
He had desired it for his habitation.
What's Zion? Jerusalem, right? Everybody say, blow you the trumpet in Zion. Right? That's his habitation. That's where he's coming back to. And that's where he's going to gather you unto himself. He said, there will you be also. Go to Isaiah 2 and 1. You're going to be with me. But once I return, everybody ain't in Jerusalem. His people not in Jerusalem, are they? They all over the world. So they got to be gathered. 2 and 1. Go ahead.
The word that Isaiah the son of Amos saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem.
What?
it shall come to pass in the last days.
So these in the last days, right? And this is concerning Judah and Jerusalem, what?
That the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains.
That's right. The mountain or the government of the Lord is going to be established, right? In the top of them. It's going to be above all of them, right? Go ahead.
And shall be exalted above the hills.
Mm-hmm.
And all nations shall flow into it.
So all nations are going to have to come up to the Lord and get these marching papers. We know it's going to be in Zion, in Jerusalem, right? Go ahead, give me verse 3.
And many people shall go and say,
what?
Come ye,
yes,
and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord.
Where is that at?
To the house of the God of Jacob.
Right, that's in Zion of Jerusalem, right? Go ahead.
And he will teach us of his ways.
He's going to teach us of his ways.
And we will walk in his paths.
That's right.
For out of Zion shall go forth the law.
That's right, just like this trumpet thing he gave it to Israel. It's still going to be for them. He said, out of Zion shall go forth the law.
And the word of the Lord from Jerusalem.
And not only the law, the word of God is going forth from where?
Jerusalem.
That's right. So let's go to Zechariah 14, verse 1. The Lord is coming. Now we know he's coming back to Jerusalem or Zion, whichever one you want to call it, makes no difference. When he come back, that's what's going to be considered, what? The day of the Lord. You know, because we got people say Sunday is the day of the Lord. Huh? No scripture for that. They overlook the Sabbath, what the Lord said. I'm going to be Lord of the Sabbath. He never said that about the first day. But verse 14, go ahead.
Shall fight at Jerusalem.
Verse 1, excuse me. Chapter 14. Verse 1. Go ahead.
Behold,
yes,
the day of the Lord cometh.
Because he's coming back. Remember what he told, wherever I be, that's where you'll be also. So he said, this is the day of the Lord. And this comes, go ahead.
And thy spoil shall be divided in the midst of thee.
Go ahead.
For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle.
Yes.
And the city shall be taken, and the houses rifled, and the women ravished.
So Jerusalem is the center of attention in the last days. Going down in battle. Our prophecy is centered around Jerusalem. He said, I'm going to gather all nations against Jerusalem. He said, the city going to be rifled, women ravished. What else?
And half of the city shall go forth into captivity.
Yeah.
And the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city.
Okay.
Then shall the Lord go forth.
And do what?
And fight against those nations.
How?
As when he fought in the day of battle.
So we kind of see, we saw earlier, right, how the Lord fight. Mm-hmm. Right? He said it's going to be the same way. I'm going to go forward and I'm going to fight for them as I fought in the day of battle. So we got two instances when he fought, right? In Jericho, right? And in, when he was dealing with Gideon. Right? So we see how the Lord fight. It ain't fair. All right? It just ain't fair for the rest of the people. That's why he said I'm going to gather all nations. I'm trying to help y'all, putting all y'all together. Huh? Y'all tag team against me. Come on. Give me a bad shot. Right? Go ahead. 4. They're going to be like George fighting Muhammad Ali. He said he was hitting Muhammad Ali with everything he got. So haymakers. You know, they said George Foreman was powerful. Muhammad Ali was just taking him. He was just letting him do it. He said Muhammad Ali whispered in his ear. He said, that's all you got. He said, George Foreman said, I remember thinking in my mind, yep. That's about it. Right at that moment, hey, that's what the feast said in. You just lost. Right? But go ahead. That's how it's going to be. You know, the world. Lord gather them all. Come on down. That's all you got? That's it for you. Go ahead.
And his feet shall stand in the day upon the Mount of Olives.
Where's that at?
Which is before Jerusalem.
Okay, so that's where, when he come back, that's where he going to go. That's where he going to be. And he told the people that he was with, wherever I am, you're going to be with me. Right? Go ahead.
On the east.
Yes.
And the Mount of Olives shall...
So the east, remember when we was blowing the trumpets? Who's supposed to go first?
The east.
The people on the east side, right, when we doing our journey. But go ahead.
And toward the west. And there shall be a very great valley.
Yes.
And half of the mountain shall remove toward the north, and then toward the south.
What else?
And ye shall flee to the valley of the mountains, for the shall reach unto Azal.
Yep.
Yeah, ye shall flee. Like as ye fled from before the earthquake in the days of Uzziah.
You're really fleeing for him to bring that up again. Right? But go, he said, that's how you're going to run. That's how you're going to flee, just like that. Go ahead.
And the Lord my God shall come,
and
all the saints with thee.
That's what he told the truth in John. He said, wherever I come, when I come, you're going to be with me. And now Zechariah is telling us when the Lord comes, that all his saints are going to be with him. Right? Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass in that day,
what's going to happen?
That the light shall not be clear, nor dark.
Yes.
But it shall be one day which shall be known to the Lord, not day nor night.
This is the day of the Lord, not Sunday. There's going to be one day known unto the Lord, not day or night. What?
But it shall come to pass.
What's going to happen?
That at evening time shall be light.
That's right. So the word will be confused. It's not day or night. It's evening time, but it's light. But go ahead.
And it shall be in that day.
What?
That living water shall go out from Jerusalem.
That's what Isaiah was telling you. The living water shall go out from Jerusalem. The word of God shall go out from Jerusalem. Go ahead.
Half of them toward the former sea.
What else?
And half of them toward the hither sea.
And what else?
In summer
and
in winter,
what
shall it be?
That's right. And winter and spring and fall.
No, sir. Summer and winter.
Go ahead.
And the Lord
showing you that man and God ain't on the same page right now. That's why God got to tear the earth up. You do what you want to do on my earth. You pronounce things you want to pronounce. But look, it's going to last for a while, Babylon the Great, but it's coming down. Just like the Tower of Babel. It's coming down. Go ahead.
9. And the Lord shall be king over all the earth.
That's the day of the Lord. And that day he's going to be king where?
Over all the earth.
Yes. What else?
And that day shall be one Lord. And his name one.
That's right. His name one Lord. Then 1 Thessalonians 4, verse 13, because it said the saints was coming with him. 1 Thessalonians 4. This trumpet really got a lot of stuff going on. You know, it really is a lot of action. 1 Thessalonians, 4th chapter. Let me get verse 13. Go ahead.
But I would not have you to be ignorant, brethren.
Talking about what?
Concerning them which are asleep. They ye sorrow not.
What?
Even as others which have no hope.
Go ahead.
For I will believe that Jesus died and rose again.
Right, said, for if we believe that Jesus died and rose again, what
even so them also which sleep in Jesus.
Because they believe the same thing. The ones that sleep in Jesus,
will God bring with him.
The God gonna bring with him. All right, that's the saints. They were gonna be with him where? In Jerusalem. All right, but go ahead.
For this we say unto you,
what? By
the word of the Lord.
He said, and the only reason I can tell you this is I got this from the word of God. Go ahead.
That we which are alive and remain until the coming of the Lord shall not prevent them which are asleep.
That's right, the ones that went to sleep, because he said every man gonna go in their own order. He said we're not gonna go before them, the ones that was asleep. Right? Go ahead.
For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout.
Why are you going to descend from heaven?
With a shout.
Like what?
With the voice of the archangel.
With the voice of the archangel?
And with the trump of God.
And with the trump of God. See, them trumpets are very important. They're going to make a distinct sound. So much so that the dead in Christ is going to rise first. They're going to meet him in the air. He's coming down. He said the Lord is descending from heaven with the shout, with the voice of the archangel, with the trump of God, and then what's going to happen?
And the dead in Christ shall rise first.
Dead in Christ going to rise first. Go ahead.
Then we,
yes,
which are alive and remain, shall be caught up together with them in the clouds.
See, we like to think that's not true. Just like what he said, and we, which remain, he said we're going to meet him where?
To meet the Lord in the air.
And
so shall we ever be with the Lord.
So we already know where he's going to be, right?
Jerusalem.
So what about the rapture? We caught up, but we didn't stay up. We met. He came from heaven. They came from the grave, and we came from the earth. We met him in the air, and we just stayed there and started floating back on our angel wings. No, we came down on the Mount of Olives, right on the east side of Jerusalem, Mount of Clay, because that's where the Lord will be with his saints. He said, we met the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord. That's what he told us in John. Wherever I am, that's where you're going to be. The saints, not everybody. Right? The saints. Because the saints are the one that hear they're keeping the memorial of the trumpets. Right. They're the only ones that can determine the distinction. Right? So let's go a little bit further. Give me 1 Corinthians 15, verse 35. Because remember, it said the ones, the dead in Christ gonna rise first. 1 Corinthians 15. Let me get verse 35. 1 Corinthians 15, verse 35. Go ahead.
But some man will say,
what they gonna say?
How will the dead raise?
Yeah, because we just learned that the dead in Christ gonna rise first. So he said some man gonna, he fool around and say, man, how the dead gonna rise, right? But go ahead.
And with what body do they come?
Right.
Thou fool.
Uh-huh.
That which thou sowest is not quickened except it die.
How you gonna say to me, calling me a fool? Huh? I'm offended. I've just shut down. Whatever you say, I can't even read. The only thing I hear you saying is thou fool. Right? This is Lord just let us know. Emotions ain't everything, right? But anyway, he said that which thou sowest is not quickened except it die.
That which thou sowest not that body that shall be.
So he let you know, when the body go on to the grave, it's being sowed. Right? The Lord is the gardener, the husband. He's sowing seed. When you die, he sow your body into that grave. But he said that which he sowed, that ain't what's gonna come up. Go ahead.
But bear grain.
Yeah, you're gonna bear grain, right? Go ahead.
It may chance of wheat.
Uh-huh.
Or of some other grain.
Right. You might bear wheat, or you might bear a different type of grain, right? But it's gonna bear grain. Go ahead.
But God giveth it a body as it had pleased him.
Yeah, that's the end all. He gonna give you a body as it please him. Go ahead.
And to every seed his own body.
To every seed his own body. Now he's going to start telling you there's different types of flesh and there's different types of bodies. And he went on to tell you it's a different type of glory. Right? These bodies carry a different type of glory. But we ain't after all that to verse 49. Go ahead. I just show you so you can read it on your own. But go ahead, 49.
And as we have borne the image of the earthly.
Are we doing that?
Yes, sir.
That's proof. That's your proof. So what's going to happen?
We shall also bear the image of the heaven.
So just like we bearing the image of the earth, we're going to bear the image of the heaven also. Go ahead.
Now this I say, brethren.
What you talking about?
That flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of God.
See, that's why we got to bear the image of the heavenly. Because how we are now, flesh and blood, we can't enter into God's kingdom. Go ahead.
Neither doth corruption inherit incorruption.
That's right. God's kingdom is incorruptible. Man in the flesh and blood state is full of corruption. You can't inherit God's kingdom like that. Gotta be changed. Go ahead.
Behold,
yes,
I show you a mystery.
This is a mystery. Like what?
We shall not all sleep.
See, we ain't all gonna die,
but we shall all be changed.
We all gotta go through. Go ahead.
In a moment.
How?
In a moment.
Yes.
In a twinkling of an eye.
When?
At the last trump.
At the last trump. Right? So once the Lord starts his descent, that's going to be the last trump. He's going to descend at that last trump. But go ahead.
For the trump shall sound.
Right.
And the dead shall be raised incorruptible.
That's right. See, but the ones that don't know about the trumpet, they not going to rise, even though they dead. That's why he told you to remember. It's a memorial of the blowing of the trumpets. Now you know you died knowing that. Right? Therefore, when you hear it, you can rise. But if you didn't know nothing about it, you kept Easter, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, man, you still gonna be asleep. You didn't know the distinction of the sound. You didn't hear the voice. You didn't take heed to the warning. You died and didn't take heed to the warning. You threw. This is how important the trumpets is. Go ahead.
And we shall be changed.
See, who is we? The saints, the one that hear the trumpet, the one that know, oh yeah, it's time for us to be gathered. Huh? See, you just sleep, right? Only person can wake you out of the sleep is the Lord. You die. It's like being sleep. But you get woke out of your sleep by what? Alarm clock. But the Lord is the ultimate alarm clock. And everybody got a different sound on their alarm clock. You know that's my alarm clock it goes out. It's like your significant other may know, oh, that's my alarm clock. If y'all both in the bed together, y'all got to get up at different times. Yours going to make a different sound than hers, or vice versa. you'll be able to tell which one is yours and which one is hers, in other words. You ain't finna get up on her alarm. My alarm clock off at 4 in the morning. My wife don't even budge. She know that. She know one thing, that ain't my alarm clock. I heard that ain't mine, though. Right? Still be asleep. But anyway, go ahead.
53.
Yeah.
But this corruptible must put on incorruption.
That's how we gonna inherit the kingdom. We gotta put this corruptible body off. Go ahead.
And this mortal must put on immortality.
And that's eternal life, right? Immortal. Go ahead.
So this
is one of the benefits of the trumpet. This is for us to. This is why we should remember. Because at this time, we're gonna make a change and become immortal. We're gonna be what we was intended to be. This is good for us. We should wanna remember this. Go ahead.
So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption.
So once this immortal have put on mortality, what?
Have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written.
What?
Death is swallowed up in victory.
No more dying. That's a glorious time. No more death. Who want to die? Exactly. That's why it's going to be a glorious time. Nobody want to die. At this time, it said it's going to be brought to pass the saying, death is swallowed up in victory. Go ahead.
Oh, death.
Yes.
Where's thy sting? Oh, grave.
Yeah.
Where's thy victory?
Ain't no more grave. Ain't no more death. Go ahead.
The sting of death is sin.
Yes.
And the strength of sin is the law.
Yes.
But
the law point out sin, and the wages of sin is death. Go ahead.
But thanks be to God.
What?
Which giveth us the victory through our Lord Jesus Christ.
That's right. Through our Lord Jesus Christ. Go ahead.
Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steady, unmovable.
Yes.
Always abounding in the work of the Lord.
Yes.
For as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord.
That's right. That's what we need to realize. I told you going out and you evangelizing and you getting shot down after shot down. He said your labor ain't in vain. It just only seemed like that momentarily. You talking to your family and they hate you and you are Antichrist and you Jesus Muhammad and whatever they call you, that's them. Your labor ain't in vain. Right? You working, right? But let's go to Revelations real quick. You ready to finish this thing on up, bring it to a close. Revelations 6th chapter. So the trumpet is still going to announce the return of the Lord. Revelation 6 and verse 12. So instead of blowing down the walls of Jericho, hey, he's finna blow down the walls of the whole world when he comes. He's finna shake the very foundation of this thing. Verse 12, harken to the scripture.
And when I beheld, and I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood, and the stars of heaven fell into the earth, even as a fig tree casting her untimely figs, when she is shaken of a mighty wind.
That's right, go ahead.
And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together.
What's going to happen?
And every mountain and island were moved out of their place.
See, all these events are happening for a reason, right? This ain't nothing. This ain't no light thing, right? This is getting ready to be some major events take place in the earth. He said the heaven is going to depart as a scroll is rolled back. He said every mountain and island is going to be moved. That's something terrible right there. Go ahead.
15. And the kings of the earth,
and
the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men.
See, these are all the things we give our life and try to aspire to be. But look at their end. Go ahead.
And every bondman, and every free man,
what's going to happen?
Hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains.
Why would they do that? They the kings of the earth. They great men. They the captains. Why they hide? Go ahead.
And said to the mountains and rocks,
what?
Fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb.
Already know. We heard about it. When I seen that heaven roll back, it's great wrath. Only reason he rolled the heaven back is he's mad. It's time to get at this world, take it over. What else?
For the great day of his wrath is come.
So this is the day of the Lord. The great day of his wrath is here now. Go ahead.
And who shall be able to stand?
Who's going to be able to stand against the Lord? All right, told you, bring the multitudes. Get them all. Come on into the valley. I'm gathering y'all together against me. And he said, ain't now one of y'all gonna be able to stand, but go into keep on rolling.
7.
Yes.
Verse 1. And after these things I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth,
yes,
holding the 4 winds of the earth,
right,
that the wind should not blow on the earth.
Right. No. This is gonna be destruction once the wind blow on the earth, but go ahead. Sir, what is he sealing? Isaiah 16 says he's sealing the law. That's probably called to remember we get nothing from the law. It was a statute, a way of life. And he said, you just seal it among, no, stop everybody, just seal it among my disciples, my followers. After we get them sealed, you can go and tear this earth apart. All right, go ahead. So that's where we at with it. The Lord is holding this thing back until he get all his servants sealed. Right? Did you finish verse 3?
Yes.
Okay, let's go into the 8th chapter. Now, just as like we saw the 7 priests blowing the 7 trumpets when it was time for war, you finna see that on a bigger scale. All right? This is dealing with the real deal. See, we just saw the shadow. Now, we getting ready to see the real deal before it comes in the flesh, before it comes to pass. He's showing it to us. This is 8, verse 1. Revelation.
And when he had opened the 7th seal.
So what we just read was once the 6th seal was released. Now he releases the 7th seal. What's going to happen?
There was silence in heaven about the space of half an hour.
This can't be good news. Because I know something that say silence before destruction. The quiet before the storm, right? So it's silence in heaven for about the space of a half hour. What happened?
And I saw the 7 angels which stood before God.
Doing what?
And to them were given 7 trumpets.
Okay, so now we got the 7 angels standing before God. They got 7 trumpets, right? Just like the 7 priests that had the 7 trumpets. Right? What happened?
3. And another angel stood at the altar having a golden censer.
Right on.
And there was given unto him much incense.
Right.
That he should offer it with the prayers of all the saints upon the golden altar which was before the throne. And the smoke of the incense, which came with the prayers of the saints.
Right. The smoke of the incense, right, it rose along with the prayers of the saints.
Ascended up before God.
Because they ready. The saints is ready like, Lord, avenge our blood. You said you're going to avenge our blood. You're going to fight for it. So this time of the Lord's revenge, because the Lord tell you, vengeance is mine. That's what we getting ready to see. All them prayers coming up. He hearing them. We moaning. We groaning. The world is doing us in. The wicked is oppressing. He hearing all that. Now you getting ready to avenge his saints. But go ahead.
Out of the angel's hand. And the angel took the censer and filled it with fire of the altar.
What did he do?
And cast it into the earth.
Yes.
And there were voices and thunderings and lightnings.
Yes.
And earthquake.
Yes.
And the 7 angels which had 7 trumpets prepared themselves to sound.
Each angel got ready to sound a trumpet, right? Go ahead.
And the first angel sounded.
What?
And there followed hail and fire, mingled with blood. And they were cast upon the earth.
Okay, so he says the first angel sounded. Right, what verse you at?
Middle of 7.
Okay, he said, what did he say? We just gonna write it down, see what we get.
The first angel sounded.
He said what?
And there followed hail and fire.
Hail, fire,
mingled with blood.
Blood. Okay, go ahead and finish verse 7.
And they were cast upon the earth.
And he threw them to the earth, right? Go ahead.
And the third part of the trees was burnt up.
Now you can destroy it and stuff. Now you ain't holding the destruction of the trees and stuff back now. Because I already got my servant sealed. Matter of fact, they crying out to me. It's time for me to avenge them. Right? So he said he cast it to the earth. You finish verse 7.
And all green grass was burnt up.
Now, he said, remember, he said, don't hurt nothing until then. Now, it's time for him to get busy. So he said, fire and blood, right, and hail mingled together. He said, cast it to the earth. So that's what happened once the first angel blew the trumpet. So now go to Revelation 15. Hold your spot in verse chapter 8. Go to Revelation 15, verse 1. So we're going to show you, like, once the angels, once they blow that trumpet, the Lord pour out his wrath upon the earth. He called it the 7 vials, right? You got 7 angels sounding the 7 trumpets, and you got 7 of them pouring out the vials of the wrath of God simultaneously, right? So this is why it's important. Because even once we get down to the last one, Something is going to happen, right? Go ahead.
And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous. 7 angels having the 7 last plagues.
So you got 7 angels. What they got? The 7 last plagues, right, of the Lord. Go ahead.
For in them is filled up the wrath of God.
And this guy's wrath. So he's finna pour it out on the world. Go ahead.
And I saw as it were a sea of glass.
What happened?
Mixed with fire.
Yep.
And them that had gotten the victory over the beast.
And remember they just praying, you know, we got the victory over the beast. What you gonna do?
And over his image.
Yes.
And over his mark.
What happened?
And over the number of his name.
Yes.
Stand on the sea of glass.
And
having the harps of God. And they sing the song of Moses, the servant of God.
Right.
And the song of the Lamb.
Yes.
Saying, great and marvelous are thy works.
Yes.
Lord God Almighty. Just and true are thy ways.
That's right.
Thou King of saints.
King of saints, verse 6. Because it's going to tell you, I looked and the temple of the tabernacle of the testimony was open. Verse 6.
And the 7 angels came out of the temple having the 7 plagues.
Right.
Clothed in pure white linen. And having their breasts girded with golden girdles.
Yeah. So they came out just like the 7 angels with the 7 trumpets came out. Right, go ahead.
And one of the 4 beasts gave unto the 7 angels 7 golden vials full of the wrath of God, who liveth forever and ever.
Living forever and ever, go ahead.
And the temple was filled with smoke from the glory of God,
right,
and from his power. And no man was able to enter into the temple,
right,
till the 7 plagues of the 7 angels were fulfilled.
Ain't nobody coming into the temple till everything is fulfilled. Go ahead, chapter 16, verses 1 and 2.
And I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the 7 angels,
what?
Go your ways, and pour out the vials of the wrath of God upon the earth.
That's right. These 7 last plagues full of God's wrath. Pour them out on the earth. Go ahead.
And the first went,
yes,
and poured out his vial upon the earth. And there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image.
So that's what happened. Once the first trumpet blew, the first one poured out his first vial. He said, in a grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and which worshipped his image, right? That's good. Back me up to we'll come back to the 8th chapter and give me verse 7. So God is pouring out his wrath now. The angels are sounding, and once the one angel sound, the other one pour out the wrath of God onto the earth. Verse 7. Huh? You already read 7? Yeah, this is my give it again. 7 through 12. Revelation 8:7. Go ahead.
The first angel sounded, and there followed hail and fire mingled with blood, and they were cast upon the earth. And the third part of the trees was burnt up, and all green grass was burnt up.
Go ahead.
And the second angel sounded, and as it were a great mountain burning with fire was cast into the sea. And the third part of the sea became blood.
Yes.
And the third part of the creatures which were in the sea and had life died. And the third part of the ships were destroyed.
That's right. He said the sea became blood. Right? Go ahead.
And the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp. And it fell upon the third part of the rivers, and upon the mouth of the fountains of water.
Okay. What verse?
11.
Okay, go ahead.
And the name of the star is called Wormwood. And the third part of the waters became wormwood.
Yes.
And many men died of the waters,
yes,
because they were made bitter.
This verse 12?
That was 11.
Go ahead.
And the fourth angel sounded, and the third part of the sun was smitten, and the third part of the moon, and the third part of the stars, so as the third part of them was darkened, and the day shone not for a third part of it, and the night likewise.
Go ahead. Oh, no, that's good. Let's go back to the 16th chapter. Let's see what it looked like. 16, verse 3. Pick it up where we left out, verse 3. Go ahead.
And the second angel poured out his vial upon the sea.
What happened?
And it became as the blood of a dead man.
So that's what happened, right? Blood, the sea became blood, right? So when the second one sounded that trumpet, the second one poured out the wrath of God. He said the sea became blood. What else?
Dead man.
Yes.
And every living soul died in the sea.
Go ahead, get some more there. Because this is the third angel going to pour out his wrath too.
And the third angel poured out his vial upon the rivers and fountains of waters, and they became blood.
Go ahead.
And I heard the angel of the water say, Thou art righteous, O Lord, which art and was and shall be, because thou hast judged thus. For they have shed the blood of saints and prophets.
That's right. That's why they're crying out. Go ahead.
And thou hast given them blood to drink, for they are worthy.
Yes.
And I heard another out of the altar say, even so, Lord God Almighty,
what?
True and righteous are thy judgments.
Right.
And the fourth angel poured out his vial upon the sun.
And what happened?
And power was given unto him to scorch men with fire.
And what happened?
And men were scorched with great heat.
Yes.
And blasphemed the name of God, which had power over these plagues. And they repented not to give him glory.
That's right. After all of that, you would think man would have enough heart to turn. What they did. So we done made it all the way down to the fourth trumpet and the fourth vial. And he said he gonna smite the sun, the sea's gonna turn into blood. You know, all of this destruction is coming upon the earth, and men still harden their heart. They still didn't have enough common sense to turn. Go back to the 8th chapter. Pick me up at verse 13, and then we'll go right into chapter 9. Verse 13. Go ahead.
And I beheld, and heard an angel fly through the midst of heaven, saying with a loud voice, Woe, 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 to the inhabitants of the earth by reason of the other voices of the trump of the three angels, which are yet to sound.
Okay, so we have 4 angels have sounded. And we have 4 vials that's been poured out. All right, so now we're at the 5th trumpet, and we're at the 5th vial of rag. All right, so let's go into the 9th chapter, picking up at verse 1. Go ahead.
And the 5th angel sounded, and I saw a star fall from the heaven unto the earth, and to him was given the key of the bottomless pit.
What happened?
And he opened the bottomless pit.
Yes.
And there arose a smoke out of the pit, as the smoke of a great furnace. And the sun and the air were darkened by reason of the smoke of the pit.
Right.
And there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth.
Right.
And upon them was given power, as the scorpions of the earth have power.
Okay, so now what we have is war, all out war. You know, in the writer John, he's describing it as, you know, he only can compare it to the things he had in his day. You know, back when he wrote this, it wasn't no tanks and helicopters and missiles and pistols. Right? He only can explain it the best he can. So he explained a tank, and this might look like something like a scorpion. Right? Or a helicopter, whatever the case may be, that's what he likened it to. All right, so this is war. Right after what? 5th angel sounded. And he said, power came out of it. What did he say? Was given to them as the power of scorpions have. Go ahead.
4. And it was commanded them that they should not hurt the grass of the earth, neither any green thing, neither any tree.
Well, who they gonna hurt then?
But only those men which have not the seal of God in their foreheads.
That's how important it is to keep his commandments. Everybody that's saying the law is nailed to the cross, they're gonna be hit. Right, they're gonna be hit. Go ahead.
5. And to them it was given that they should not kill them, but they should be tormented 5 months.
Man, 5 months of torture. Go ahead.
And their torment was as the torment of a scorpion when he striketh a man.
Go ahead.
And in those days shall men seek death.
That's how bad it's gonna be. You ain't gonna be wanting to die, but you ain't gonna be able to. Go ahead.
And shall not find it. And shall desire to die. And death shall flee from them.
Because the Lord is pouring out his wrath at this point. He's mad at the world. You ain't finna get off easy. There's destruction to you. Go ahead.
7. And the shapes of the locusts were like unto horses prepared unto battle. And on their heads were as it were crowns like gold.
Yeah.
And their faces were as the faces of men.
Yeah, because they was men. This is a big army. Go ahead.
And they had hair as the hair of a woman. And their teeth were as the teeth of lions.
Yes.
And they had breastplates as it were breastplates of iron. And the sound of their wings was as the sound of chariots with many horses running about.
That's right. So he's just doing a good job of describing his war as best he can. Let's skip some of this. Drop down to, where you at? Give me 10. Go ahead.
And they had tails like unto scorpions, and there were stings in their tails, and their power was to hurt men 5 months. And they had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit.
Who is that?
Whose name in the Hebrew tongue is Abaddon. But in the Greek tongue had his name Apollyon.
That means destroyer. That's who was running them. Right? That's who their king was. Go ahead.
One war was past, and behold, there come 2 woes more hereafter.
One woe is past, he says 2 more left. Boy, let's just run so much more of this together for the sake of time. Keep rolling to verse 17.
And the 6th angel sounded, and I heard a voice from the 4 horns.
So all that happened under that 5th trumpet. Right now we at the 6th trumpet. What happened?
And the 6th angel sounded, and I heard a voice from the 4 horns of the golden altar, which is before God.
Yeah.
Saying to the 6th angel, which had the trumpet,
yeah,
loose the 4 angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates.
What's going to happen?
And the 4 angels were loose,
and
which were prepared for an hour,
and
a day,
for what they going to do,
and a month and a year, for to slay the 3rd part of men.
So you know this going to be God's time. That's the hour. He already got the hour prepared, the day, the month, the year. He said, loose them now. Because they're going to do what?
Slay the 3rd part of men.
Slay the 3rd part of men. That's a lot of men. That's a lot of killing. Why is it like this? Because God is angry and upset with this world. He makes sure you know this is the Lord of Lords. But go ahead.
16.
Yes.
And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000.
Because you know, and you know, you can see it a little better now. We done been going through the Bible dealing with war, and every time you see what you find in the background, you find some angels in the background. Because the Lord is the one working this time. We in the flesh, we see, boy, he telling us now, the men, 1,000. In the background, you see, the Lord send them angels. He said they prepare for a time. And he said they prepare for a time to slay a 3rd part of men. Right? He didn't say the men, the army, well, he said the angels. They just operating with the army. Go ahead, go ahead.
And I heard the number of them.
What?
And thus I saw.
I can understand if it was happening only one time in the Bible. But this is a repeated thing. Just like when Joshua looked up and he saw an angel standing with a sword in his hand. After that, they went to war. Huh? Same thing with Gideon. Right? Same thing when the Lord had that one angel slay them 185,000 in that one night. Same thing when he kicked Israel out the lane. He brought Nebuchadnezzar and his army up against Israel. But when you read, he said it was 6 angels had charge over the city. Every one of them with a destroying weapon in his hand. He said, but it's one of them that had a writer's inkhorn. He went and marked the people of God. Everybody else got destroyed. It's the same thing with a wide scale now. Them 4 angels ain't no joke. The Lord is that angel. It's 4 angels, but it's 200 million men. Huh? He just showing you how powerful he is. He tell Pilate, man, you better go sit down. You ain't got no power over me, but what my Father give you. If I wanted to right now, I could pray to the Father. He sees 12 legions of angels. Then what you gonna do with that? Get destroyed? They would have killed Pilate in 38 all the way up to now. It would have been 12 legions of angels going to work. Right? But go ahead.
17.
Yeah.
And thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them having breastplates of fire, and them jacinth, and brimstone.
Right.
And the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions.
Go ahead.
And out of their mouths issued fire and smoke and brimstone.
Go ahead, read 18.
By these 3 was the 3rd part of men killed, by the fire, and by the smoke, and by the brimstone, which...
That's good. Let's go back to the 16th chapter of Revelation, picking up at verse 10. So that's the 5th and the 6th seal. 5th and 6th trumpet. Excuse me. Pick me up at verse 10. It's the same thing what's going to happen. All right? Verse 10. Go ahead.
And the 5th angel poured out his vial upon the seat of the beast, and his kingdom was full of darkness. And they gnawed their tongues for pain.
The Lord had been pouring out his vows already, right? They in pain. Because he said he's going to send a sword, grievous sword upon the ones that had the mark of the beast. So he said they gnawing their tongues in pain, right? Verse 10. Because they in the kingdom of darkness. They have Satan's mark. They don't have God's mark. So of course they're in pain. Go ahead.
And blaspheme the God of heaven.
Yeah, because they in sore pain. Right? They ain't like Job when them swords came upon him. He held his integrity. But his wife was like, you still doing that? Huh? You still holding your integrity? Won't you, you know? What the wife did, right? They blasphemed God. And what else?
Because of their pain
And
their sores,
right?
And repented not of their deeds.
Yeah, they repent. Go ahead. You know who's bringing this drama on you. No, that's reprobate. Go ahead.
And the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates.
Now we have the sixth angel once again poured out his vial. Go ahead.
And the water thereof was dried up.
Right. Six trumpets sounded. Sixth angel poured out his vial. He said the river Euphrates was dried up for what reason?
That the way of the kings of the east might be prepared.
That's that big army. That 200 million. He had to prepare a way for them. Remember, he drawing them all down to Jerusalem to fight the battle. Right? Come on.
And I saw three unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon.
Right?
And out of the mouth of the beast. And out of the mouth of the false prophet.
Yes.
For they are the spirits of devils.
That's right.
Working miracles.
And
which go forth unto the kings of the earth.
To do what?
And of the whole world.
Yeah.
To gather them to the battle of the great day of God.
So they're being deceived to come to this battle. Because the Lord is mad. He wants you all there. He bringing them all down. Go ahead.
Almighty.
Yes.
Behold, I come as a thief.
Yes.
Blessed is he that watches. And keeping his garment.
Go ahead.
Lest he walk naked.
And
they see his shame.
Go ahead.
And he gathered them together in a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon.
Armageddon. That's the place right outside the roof. He gathered them to fight there. All right, let's look at it real quick. Joel 2:1. Joel 2:1. Remember, the angel blow the trumpet, he pouring out the vial. Right? So this is Joel 2. Let me get verse 1 through 11. Go ahead.
Blow ye the trumpets in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain.
For what?
Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble.
Why?
For the day of the Lord cometh.
That's why he's trembling. He's blowing the trumpet sounded. Right? You know, this is a terrible time for the world, right? He done dried up the river Euphrates and made way for them, that great army to come down. 200 million to come.
It's thine hand.
It's near. It's at
day of darkness.
Yes.
And a day of clouds.
What else?
And of thick darkness.
And
as the morning spread upon the mountains.
Yes.
A great people that are strong.
What?
That had not been ever the light.
That's that 200 million man army. You ain't never in human history heard of an army that size. Huh? He said a great people and a strong. They ain't never been a light. They ain't never gonna be after that either. Go ahead.
Neither shall be any more after it.
See?
Even to the years of many generations.
Even to the years of many generations. That's once he cleaned up this earth, set up his kingdom, men ain't gonna be living a long time. 800-900 years like in the beginning. You live 8-9 years, you get to see many generations, don't you? Go ahead.
3. A fire devoured before them, and behind them a flame burning.
Right.
The land is as the Garden of Eden before them.
But what about after?
And behind them a desolate wilderness.
They destroying everything in their sight. In the way. Destruction. Go ahead.
Yeah. And nothing shall escape them.
Ain't nothing getting away. Because this the Lord's army. He separated them for this time, this purpose. They've been separated for this specific moment. Go ahead.
The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses.
That's what he told us in Revelation. 200 million horses. Go ahead.
And as horsemen.
Yes.
So shall they run.
And
like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains shall they leap. Like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble.
Yes.
As a strong people set in battle array. Before their face the people shall be much tamed. All faces shall gather blackness.
Oh my goodness. Go ahead.
They shall run like mighty men.
Yes.
They shall climb the wall like men of war.
Yes.
They shall march everyone on his ways. And they shall not break their ranks.
Right. 4-step march. You damage one of them, we can't even tell. All right, go ahead.
Neither shall one thrust another.
Yes, so this time, it ain't going to be like how it was when the Lord turned them on each other. Right? When they all start turning on each other and killing each other and getting in time. Okay, go ahead.
They shall walk everyone in his path.
Yes.
And when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded.
And when they do finally get hurt, or injured, or killed, it's not, you're not even going to be able to tell. You ain't did no damage to them. Go ahead.
They shall run to and fro in the city.
Yes.
They shall run upon the wall. They shall climb upon up upon the houses.
Right.
They shall enter in at the windows like a thief.
Yes.
The earth shall quake before them.
And what else?
The heavens shall tremble. The sun and the moon shall be darkened. And the stars shall withdraw their shine.
And what else?
And the Lord shall utter his voice before his army.
Yeah, because that's his army. Not in the sense that they holy, but he got them to do this one purpose, this one time, this one event. And now the Lord gonna utter his voice. Right, go ahead.
For his camp is very great.
That's right.
For he is strong that executed his word.
What else?
For the day of the Lord is great.
That's right.
And who can abide it?
Who gonna be able to stand? Nobody. But this ain't a cuddly, fuzzy day. You know, this ain't something to be desired, he said. Right? We'll go back to Revelation 16. We'll pick it up at verse 17. All that's going to go down at the sixth trumpet. The sixth veil going to be poured out. That's what we're going to get. Revelation 16, verse 17. So we done hit 6 trumpets and 6 veils. Fires. Why I keep saying veil? Ain't nobody even say veil is a curtain, brother. Ain't nobody even tried to correct me. I got me out here looking bad on God. Huh? Read it, just read. Nah, I ain't care. Verse 17. Walking to the street.
And the seventh angel poured out his vial into the air.
That's you, brother. You already know that. Brother's key. The seventh angel what?
Poured out his vial into the air. And there came a great voice out of the temple of heaven.
What did it say?
From the throne, saying, it is done.
It's done. So what happened?
And there were voices and thunderings and lightnings. And there was a great earthquake, such as was not since men were upon the earth.
Yeah.
So mighty an earthquake, and so great. And the great city was divided into 3 parts.
See, remember, he said when they came up on the great army came up on the city, it was an earthquake. The sun and the moon was affected. Right? This is what happened. This is that same what happened.
And the cities of the nations fell. And great Babylon came in remembrance before God, to give unto her the cup of the wine of the fierceness of his wrath. And every island fled away, not found. And there fell upon men a great hail out of heaven, every stone about the weight of a talent. And men blasphemed God because of the plague of the hail, for the plague thereof was exceeding great. So as you can see, men just keep getting worse too. The Lord bringing all this destruction and punishment. This how stubborn man is, though. That's why he got to destroy him. Ain't no fix for him. Their wound is incurable. He doing all these great works. He said they still blaspheme for the plague's sake. Right? Let's go back up to Revelation 11. Pick them up at verse 14. This is why I tell you the day of the Lord. It's not a day to be desired. Not for the world. It's a terrible day. Thick darkness. War, destruction. Verse 14. That was at the 7th vial. Let's get the 7th trumpet now. Verse 14, go ahead. The second woe is past. And behold, the third woe. The angel sounded, and there was in heaven saying, the kingdoms of this world will become the kingdoms of our Lord.
That's what's going to happen at that 7th trump. It's the last one. It's an all-out time. The kingdoms of this world have become the kingdoms of our Lord. Go ahead.
And of his Christ.
Yes.
And he shall reign forever and ever.
And he gonna reign forever and ever. Go ahead.
And the 420 before God on their seats fell upon their faces and worshiped God. Give thee thanks, O Lord God Almighty,
yes,
which art and was and are to come.
So ain't none of this happening without the trumpets. Time and ordained this time. Now we at the last one. Remember, we read in Corinthians, the Lord is going to descend at the sound of what? The last trump with the shout of a voice of an archangel. Now he descended, now he's telling you, on top of that, it is essentially all the kingdoms of the world is becoming the kingdom of God. So it's time now. At that time, it's going to be the kingdom of God going to be set up. Guess what? He said flesh and blood. He said the last trump. He said you're going to be changed, right? Go ahead. At the twinkling of an eye. Go ahead.
Because thou hast taken to thee thy great power, and hast reigned.
Yes.
And the nations were angry,
Yeah.
and thy wrath is come.
Yes.
And the time of the dead that they should be judged.
And the time of the dead that they should be judged.
And that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets.
And who else?
To the saints.
And who else?
Them that face small and great.
See, it don't matter what position you hold on, you doing it right. Small and great. Everybody get the same reward. All right? Go ahead.
And shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth.
And that's what the Lord is going to do. Destroy them which destroy the earth. Now He's going to reign on the earth in righteousness. He's going to take it over and shut down all evil and oppression and wickedness. All type of foolishness is cut out. All right, go ahead.
And the temple of God was opened in heaven. And there was seen in his temple the ark of his testament. And there were lightnings and voices and thunderings and earthquake and great hail.
That's right. So we got one more spot. Let's go Matthew 24, verse 27. This will be the last spot. So them trumpets have their significance. But the main thing you need to know, at that last trump, He coming back. The time that man had to reign is over with. And I want you to remember, I'm taking all this mess down. I'm not going to do it. Verse 27. Verse 27. Go ahead.
For as the light that cometh out of the east, and shineth even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
Right. Because everybody has seen lightning. Everybody in the world has seen lightning at some point in time. Yeah, just like everybody has seen lightning, everybody gonna know the Son of Man is coming. Go ahead.
For wheresoever the carcass is, there will the eagles be gathered together.
Right, the carcass is dead bodies, right? Because He's gonna be killing. He said, wherever you see the carcasses at, that's where the eagles gonna be gathered. They're gonna be cleaning it up. Go ahead.
Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven.
Hold on. I thought we was having a rapture. So we can get raptured out before the tribulation. Now you going through that, buddy. The Lord said He sent that to try the whole world. He said immediately after, He hadn't even came yet. He said immediately after the tribulation. That's when the sign of His coming gonna appear. He said, the sun shall be darkened and the moon shall not give her light. And the stars shall fall from heaven and the powers of the heaven shall be shaken. And then, after all again, shall the sign of the Son of Man appear in heaven. After the tribulation. You going through it. Go ahead.
And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn.
We saw that. Then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn.
And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory.
So you're going to see Him coming with power and great glory. It's a takeover. Go ahead.
And He shall send His angels with the great sound of a trumpet.
To do what? With what?
With the great sound of a trumpet.
That's right. So the trumpet is in the mix. You still see it. He's going to send His angels, and He's going to send them with the sound of a great trumpet to do what?
And they shall gather together His elect from the four winds.
And He's going to do that when? At that last one, that seventh trump, right? Go ahead.
From
the
what?
four winds, from where?
From one end of heaven to the other.
That's from one end of the earth to the other. Because they scattered all across the world. Go ahead.
Now learn a parable of the fig tree.
But what you talking about?
Which his branches yet tender, and put it forth leaves. Yet no, the summer is nigh.
That's right. You know summer is near, right? Go ahead.
So likewise ye, when ye shall see all these things.
So
No,
just like that, when you see all these things, what?
know that it is near,
Now that it is near, how near?
even at the door.
Go ahead.
Verily I say unto you,
Truly I say unto you.
this generation shall not pass
Go ahead.
till all these things be fulfilled.
What else?
Heaven and earth shall pass away,
What about your word?
but my words shall not pass away.
That's how powerful the word is. Go ahead.
But of that day and
Uh-huh.
hour knoweth no man,
Right?
no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only.
Go ahead.
But as the days of Noah were,
Yeah. What?
so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
What happened in the
For-
days of Noah?
For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark.
Now, everybody was going on about their business, their life, right? No regard for the Lord. You know, it is what it is. Ain't no God, that type of thing. Huh? They did that all the way up until the very same day that Noah entered into the ark. Go ahead.
And knew not until the flood came.
They had no idea that the flood was coming. Go ahead.
And took them all away.
Uh-huh.
So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
He said it's going to be the same way when I return. Go ahead.
Then.
That's why I want you to remember these trumpets. So you know, you won't be the one that's caught off guard. Go ahead.
Then shall two be in the field. The one shall be taken and the other left.
And what else?
Two women shall be grinding at the mill.
Mm-hmm.
The one shall be taken and the other left.
Go ahead.
Watch therefore.
And?
For ye know not what hour your Lord doth come.
That's right.
But know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched and would not have suffered his house to be broken up.
That's right. He would have kept going. But go ahead.
Therefore,
what?
Be ye also ready.
What you mean?
For in such an hour as ye think not the Son of Man cometh, who then is a faithful and wise servant, whom is the Lord had made rule over his household.
To do what?
To give them meat in due season.
What happened?
Blessed is that servant.
Blessed is that servant, right? Go ahead.
Whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing.
That's right. So whoever, when the Lord comes, whoever you find doing, that's a blessed servant. You doing the will of the Lord, you doing the work, blessed. He said, don't try to guess. You don't know what hour is coming. You don't know what time it's going to happen. You just remember to blow these trumpets. You just know. Blessed is the servant whom his Lord find doing when he comes. All right, so we got a little understanding on the memorial of the trumpets. In Jesus' name, I thank you for your time. Amen. Yep. All right, good to see everybody in the house. Praise the Lord. Hope y'all had a happy high Sabbath up to this point. All right, thank the Lord for the word. Shout out to the cleanup crew. All right, y'all did a good job. All right, so we I don't know if everybody was here or not, but you know we got the during the Feast of Tabernacle, the atonement will be here, right? We know that. That'll be is it next week? Yeah, next Thursday, right? We'll have service. It'll be Wednesday, sundown to Thursday, sundown. We'll have service here Thursday at 2. That's the Day of Atonement. All right. How many people this is gonna be their first one? Y'all too? All right, so we need to get together and show y'all. It's a day of afflicting your soul. Right? What the Lord means, afflict your soul, it means fasting. Like no food and no drink from sundown to sundown. Right? Lawrence act like he had died the first time we did. He like, oh, I'm so weak. Like, why 3 o'clock? We just getting started. Yeah, but no, it's a little challenging the first time, but you can do it like the Lord say. You can do all things through Him, who strengthens you. But we'll get together afterwards real quick and we'll go over a couple of scriptures, you know, to confirm it. But that'll be next Wednesday starting Wednesday night to Thursday night. All right, we'll have service 2 o'clock on that Thursday, and then we'll have the Feast of Tabernacles the following week. So we need to get together. I need to see the feast committee once we close out. Make a menu. So the first 3 days of the Feast of Tabernacles is going to be at the Pink Building. That Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. All the rest of the days will be here at the church. So don't forget the first 3 days, we're going to be at the Pink Building. The rest of the time will be here. That's on Tabernacles. All right, first 3 days, Pink Building. The rest of the time here. So when we have the services on the evening, like during the week, we'll do from 6 to 9, whatever, if we go a little long, whatever. But that's, you know, because people got to still go to work and school, right? So we'll try to accommodate everybody, right? So we'll do that. But the first day we'll start at 2, as usual. First day we'll start at 2, and we'll go about 8 or 9, whatever, however, whatever the time dictates. But that's the plan. So first day will be long, 3 days from like 6 to 9, we come in, get in and out, enjoy our time with each other, Lord's feast. So that's the plan. Like I said, let me see the feast committee up here once we close out so we can go over immediately. First 3 days, pink building, rest of the days at the church. All right, the first and last day, those are the days we start at 2. All right, first and last day, those are the days we start at 2. All right, so let's go ahead and stand and face the roof and close out. That's all I got for right now. And face the roof and close out.